Change. Earlier in the show, we saw that Oakbay Resources became the newest member of the JSE. Now the CEO, George van der Merwe, is joining me in the studio to talk about the listing. Morning to you, George. An exciting morning. It's always great when they blow the horn and all the guys clap out there. And being on the exchange is a thing. So it was a good morning for you.
Yeah, David, thank you. Quite an experience for us. I think that it's been 2 years of hard work, and we finally reached the stage, and it just feels, you know, finally everything has come right to the point.
Yeah. George, Oakbay Resources, not a company I know. It doesn't get created out of thin air this morning for the listing. So give us the context. Who are you, and where have you been?
Well, Oakbay has been around since 2010, and the asset which we procured from a previously listed company, Uranium One, our shareholders are very bullish about the uranium market. We see a lot of potential in the uranium market, and hence we invested in the company. And since for the last 4 years, we've been steadily building the company, bringing the shafts out of care and maintenance, and of course refurbishing the plants. And today we feel that we are ready for the market. And
of course, Uranium One was Neil Fruneman's company. He's now at Sibanye Gold. So, and you must be making a call on the future of uranium linked to the future of nuclear power in South Africa and elsewhere.
You know, for us, it's in the uranium industry. It's a no-brainer. You see that demand outstrips supply by 25%. So you know, the fundamentals that are the asking for uranium are very strong today. With the proliferation agreement between Russia and US that's come to an end last year, demand sitting at 190 million pounds, supply sitting at only 160 million pounds. You know, the next 5 years supply going up to 265 million pounds. So you can see there's a rather large gap, and I mean, if you look at the commodities price, it's the only commodity that has managed to jump more than 75% in the last 2 weeks. Yeah. So I think it's an upturn. Today is the right time to get involved into a uranium product, and you know, the future for uranium is ripe.
Well, I must agree. I see it as a no-brainer too, and if it's looked after properly, nuclear power stations are the way to go. The cleanest, most environmentally friendly. Just give me an idea of the scope of the company, the size, what your turnover over at the moment is, just the landscape of the company as you go in to raise ultimately 800 million rand.
Dave, you know, if we go back and we have a look at it, you know, if I had to talk about turnover, is not that much. It's about 250 million a year. So, but looking at this is mainly focused on my byproduct, gold. When we came in there in 2010, we discovered an ore body. Not discovered, it was previously there, but we started to mine it, and we mined it profitably, which is a gold ore body. And since that, we've been just refurbishing the uranium shafts, get the development done. I feel that was one of the challenges which our predecessors had. And, you know, luckily we've got hindsight on our side, so we were able to see some of their mistakes, and you know, we're fixing those mistakes now. We're getting stuck into the development. We're busy developing the uranium section, and meanwhile we've got the gold to support us in doing that.
If you're revenue around about 250 million at the moment, and you're wanting to raise 800, that's quite a big ambitious step for you. So what were you aiming to go in at this morning as a share price, and how many of the shares have already been sold, as they often do before the listing?
You know, the share trading uranium is different. I mean, you know, the stock market, you would know there's many commodities, platinum and gold and coal. Uranium there aren't any real commodities in South Africa on the stock exchange that are selling that. So it's a different product. It is not a product that is sold on spot price. 5% of the world uranium trade happens at spot. The other 95% happens on long-term contracts. And why we are looking now actually for the listing is that we are not looking to raise the 800 million right now. We are looking for a future capital raise, and in doing this we are now busy with doing a definitive bankable study, and this will give the market a lot greater comfort, you know, when it comes to the raising or the second raising of the capital. So the back of the 250 million, which is today's current revenue, that is just mainly from the gold side, and it's supporting my cash flow flow, something which our predecessors could not do. So we're managing to do the development, we're managing to support my cash flow through the small little mining operation that we do have. And then, of course, the prospects of the uranium, which is one of the largest ore bodies in the world. I mean, we're sitting with 196 million pounds as a resource, more than most countries have uranium. So we feel that the 800 billion is not a far ask for it, and I mean, it will be backed by a definitive study, you know, with signed off by competent people.
You said 196, what was it? Million pounds.
Yes.
Just to point out to people, that's how uranium is measured.
Sorry, yes,
it,
yes.
It could sound like British pounds.
Yeah,
no,
sorry,
but
yeah.
It's unusual that they measure that in pounds rather than ounces or kilograms or whatever.
Yes.
So it's quite cute, old-fashioned measure. Look, there's a lot of noise around this kind of listing because you have links with the Gupta family. They have links with President Zuma. His son was apparently a director in one of the companies owned by Oakbay Resources. So this is surrounding your business case and your listing. How are you dealing with that static around what you're doing?
Look, I think it's important to dispel any of the false feelings about it. I mean, we should firstly remember this is now a public company. We have a board of independent directors. We are governed by KPMG. We are governed by the laws of the JSE. We comply to King 3. So, you know, I think surrounding the compliance issues, there are not much room for maneuvering. And I think that maybe I cannot speak on behalf of the family itself. I'm not their spokesman, but as the CEO of Oakbay, I can speak and say that a lot of the conceptions which the public have is misrepresentative, and I think they relish the opportunity to be now on the stock market, and people have a direct view of the business, and they be able to see what's happening in the business, and see whatever comments and things that are made in the media are just that, they are maybe just made in the media. And now that the books are open, people would actually be able to see the way we conduct our business and see us for our professionalism and our ability to make money. That is, of course, saying part of that. And, if I had to talk about Dudu, with all respect, I speak about him. He started with me in the group at 15 years. 15 years ago, we both started in the same position right at the bottom. He has worked just as hard as I has to get where I am. And today I'm the CEO of Shiva Uranium, and he is a director in our companies. And I think that shows a great vision from the family themselves, that they are not culturally biased, that they can put me in that position and they can put a person like Dudu in that position. I mean, I don't think our vision can be that great that we knew in year 2000 who was going to be where at what position. So just to dispel any rumors that he is there just for a name.
You mean you're saying he was there already?
He was there with me since 2000. So
yeah, as you say, can't blame people for being in a place ahead of what could have been predicted. Yeah. That is Oakbay Resources Chief Executive George van der Merwe. Thanks for coming in, George. Congratulations on the listing on the JSE this morning.